Hi everyone, it's Emma from Misfit Gardening, and today you're joining me whilst I have a cup of tea in the garden. I'm actually off work today, so I'm managing to get some stuff done. I'm actually out here taking a little bit of a break. I'm in the middle of canning, so much canning, and making some rhubarb wine, but I thought I would take a little bit of a break from videoing all that stuff for later to show you guys how my vertical growing of my sugar pumpkins has been. So stay tuned and find out a little bit more. Alright, so we're going to take a walk through the pumpkin trellis that we have. This first bed has got a wonderful mixture of these beautiful Belotti beans that are growing, and I can't wait to save the seed from these. I'm letting all these dry so I can have beautiful dried beans. We've also got corn growing in the bed and all these pumpkins, and this is all growing wonderfully. I mean, you can see these lovely little dainty pink flowers from the beans that are all growing up and over, and well, pods and things. This cattle panel trellis has worked really well. I've just really been kind of winding the tendrils and vines through as it was coming over. I think this bed is definitely in need of feeding. We've got a little bit of powdery mildew on these, but not as bad as some of the other plants, which I'll show you in a minute. But it doesn't appear to be impeding production. This is probably going to have the ripest pumpkins on because it's getting the most sun. So we have 1, 2, only 2 on this one. So we only have the 2. Going up the other side of the trellis is some cucumbers. So these guys don't really like to stay put. That's what's growing up on that side. Again, we've got a lot more sugar pumpkins here. Actually, you can see they're kind of cascading out of the bed now, and they're off to discover new territory. The powdery mildew on this one's probably the worst, and that's from the sprinklers hitting on here. One of the things that we can do to reduce that problem is actually water during the day or early in the morning, so the sun will evaporate off and it's not leaving these with wet leaves overnight. That's what's causing some of the problem. Sweet potato vine, it's trying to get some sun, but you can see this has got quite a lot of flowers on it, or has had a lot of flowers on here. I did harvest the pumpkin that was down here already, and we've got one hiding in here, another one up here, and another one. A lot of these vines that are kind of hanging out, I've been pulling up from the ground and then sort of trying to hold up in with all the others. And this one I just ended up winding through. Again, we've got another guy starting here, and we've got beans and things all coming up this side as well. So this has been really good, this cattle panel trellis. It's stood up well so far, but bear in mind we don't have lots of very heavy pumpkins and squash hanging up on here. So oh look, there's another little guy. So for the sugar pumpkins, this trellis has worked really well, and it was pretty cheap. I think it was $16 in total for the two trellises, and we have two smaller ones that we've put together, and our reasoning for that was because it made it taller, and it actually worked out cheaper for us than getting the longer trellis pieces. Oh, you can hear more planes going past from the Air Force Base. See if you can catch that bad boy. It's one of the planes my husband works on, so it always makes me very proud when I see them flying past. This one also has a lot of powdery mildew problems, but this one is the most productive. So we've got one guy here, another one here. Look how beautiful that is. Another one, and there, and a trio of these. Earlier I hit my head on one of them. We've got another one here, and this vine. Oh, and another little guy there, and there. Oh my goodness. This vine is coming all the way down into this bed, and I actually had buckwheat growing in here for the bees. I've had to cut that all back because this was all getting tangled up and everything, and I needed to let the other stuff that's in here kind of start growing up. You can see I've got some peas in now for a fall harvest. We've got a lot of kind of dead growth in here that I'm going to need to cut out. It's still flowering really well. Another little pumpkin here, but again, this is mostly being caused by the fact that I'm watering at night, because I'm just not up early enough in the morning to do all of the watering. I think this can also really benefit with another feed. Oh, we've got another guy in there. It's been quite a while since I've fed my plants, partly because I think the squashes that are growing in this bed have had a bit of problem with blossom end rot, so I didn't want to feed them for a while and kind of exacerbate that problem. But now I think I definitely need to, because this is starting to cascade onto some of the other plants here. This is my Ute Indian squash, and this is also full of powdery mildew. Oh, it looks like the beans have pulled the corn down, but you can see it's kind of vining away nicely. I've got some more squashes somewhere on here, at least I hope I do. If not, I've only got two of these squashes. But the one thing that I've really enjoyed about growing on these cattle panel trellises is I've got much less of this happening. So I think definitely for a relatively inexpensive trellis, I don't think you can go wrong with these cattle panels. The only downside for me, really, and please excuse the fact that I need to cut the grass and stuff in here, is that, you know, we've had to secure them in such a way that these aren't really movable. So I'm now kind of limited to growing vertically, you know, down this row of the garden, and over on the far side up here. I don't know if you can see that little bugger. Starting to get grasshoppers and crickets now. Damn things. These are the other two beds that I have the cattle panel trellis on. Beans and cucumbers are finally taking off on here. It does make harvesting a lot easier. You know, I can just kind of grab them either side. And it's been a great support for these tomatoes, which have gone completely bonkers all the way over. And then this one has got melons on it, finally. I'm so excited about that. But again, you know, I'm not growing anything that's overly heavy on any of these trellises yet. So I think the proof will probably be next year when I start to grow some of the heavier squashes and things that are going to need a lot of support growing. So that's it for me. How do you guys grow? What sort of trellis do you use in your vertical garden? I would love to know. So drop me a comment below this video, and if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can always check out my other videos in my channel. Until next time, I'm Emma from Misfit Gardening. Bye bye.